Welcome to the 2-Minute Tech. This 6-part series will discuss the operation and setup of economizers in the Renaissance non-DDC commercial platform. In this episode, we'll go over the basics of programming the Honeywell Jade Economizer controller for the minimum outside air settings. The Economizer is designed to fulfill two purposes in the commercial air conditioning. One, to take advantage of free cooling opportunities when outdoor conditions allow, and two, to provide a minimum amount of fresh air into the building as required by code. Local or adopted codes will vary from region to region as to the amount of outdoor air that is required. The amount is also relative to the occupancy and type of building that is being served. Is it a classroom, a theater, retail, or office space? All have potentially different requirements. Consult with a local mechanical or test and balance engineer for the specific requirements needed for your installation. The minimum position setting is the louver opening needed for the amount of outdoor air required. The percent of blade opening is not equal to the percent of outdoor air. The percent of outdoor air is affected by louver size, blower CFM, and external static pressure of the system. The CFM of the supply and return duct must be measured as it will determine the amount of louver opening needed to meet the outdoor CFM requirements. On units with a single speed fan, there will be just one setting. Proceed to the Set Points menu and use the down arrow to get to minimum position. The minimum position is registered in DC volts. Honeywell uses a 2 to 10 volt DC signal to control the louver actuator. 2 volts is equal to 0% louver opening, and 10 volts is equal to 100% louver opening. To determine the voltage needed for a specific percentage, it must be calculated. Since our control range is 8 volts, we can use this to determine our required voltage for a given percentage of louver opening. If you multiply 8 times 10%, you get 0.8 volts. Add 2, which is the minimum to get to 2.8 volts. 2.8 volts would be approximately 10% louver opening. 20% would be approximately 3.6 volts, and so on. Once you've determined the proper voltage, hit the Enter key and use the up and down arrows to set the voltage and press Enter to confirm. On models with a 2-speed blower, such as those with a variable frequency driver VFD, you'll have 2 minimum positions to set. This is because at a lower blower speed, the outdoor CFM is reduced as the system fan speed is reduced. In applications where you have a specific outdoor CFM requirement, the Honeywell Jade Economizer controller can increase the louver opening to allow for this. The first setting is minimum position H for high. This is the blower at full speed. The second setting is minimum position L for low. This is when the blower is running at half speed, such as a fan only or low cooling call. This setting would be adjusted based on the amount of louver opening needed to meet the required CFM. Typically, it would be a larger value than the high setting. Use the up and down arrow keys to adjust these settings and press the Enter to store the changes. Again, the CFM must be measured for an accurate setup. As always, consult with a local mechanical or test and balance engineer for the specific requirements needed for your installation. This concludes this episode of the 2-Minute Tech. See the next video in the 6-part series on setting up enthalpy zones.